Welcome back to the channel, you kooks. Today we are working on insulation on this E350, and it is the most controversial topic in van life. So we're going to show you how we did it. There's a bunch of ways to do it, but what we used here is some Thinsulate. It's our favorite because it is mess-free. We've used the foam in this van as well, and that stuff is messy. So this is just cut and paste. All you need is Thinsulate, 90 adhesive. When you're using the 90 adhesive, you want to use a mask. You should be used to that during the quarantine. And scissors. Then you'll move on to the next step, which is creating a thermal and vapor barrier with your Reflectix. And if you do this right, you can gain so much R value in a very cheap way. You'll need scissors again for that, and then you'll also need some ducting tape. It's silver with like a sticky back covering. And then this 90 3M, again, you'll be using it with the Reflectix. When you work with Thinsulate, it's one of the easiest ways to insulate your van. You'll get it done within a day, and anyone, beginner or not, can do this. So you guys got this, kooks. Let's do it. In this episode, we're going to talk about the most controversial part of the build, the van insulation. We're going to show you how we did it.
First order of business is we're just going to chuck the rattle trap in there. It's pretty easy. It's cut and paste. And then we got some Reflectix here. That'll be our second layer of insulation. And we got some Thinsulate, our favorite. So we're going to try to fully insulate this van by the end of the day. All right, Danny's wrapping up the rattle trap. We got it all in place. We had some existing framing on, so now we're going to jump into our insulation and get all the insulation on these walls and then start the framing.
We finished with the rattle trap, and now we're moving on to insulating the van. And what you'll need for this project is scissors, some 90 contact adhesive, and some Thinsulate, and a mask. Don't forget your mask. Let's do this.
Alright, so we got the 3M Thinsulate on the roof. Now we're going to run a few sheets of Reflectix the whole way, and then we're going to put our framing studs on, and then we're going to do some more framing and take care of the existing framing.
So we're back on track. We got everything wired. Now we're going to move forward with the rest of the Reflectix and Thinsulate, and then start on the walls and framing.
Yeah, and one thing to point out when you're wiring, just so you can keep organized, we like to just write everything on the edge of what the wire corresponds to, and then you'll see we got wires hanging down, and they'll all say what they are.
On the other
and then
end.
they'll even have them on the wall there. And now we're going to do the Reflectix and poke the holster, and it's going to look nice and clean.
So for the insulation, what we have underneath this Reflectix is Thinsulate all along the top, Thinsulate all along the bottom, and then we have double the Reflectix value because we have Reflectix on the inside, and then we have a space where we have this huge piece of Reflectix creating a thermal barrier and a vapor barrier because of the tape. And the way that we're going, so the way that this Reflectix works, it has actually some stuff written on here that I've never seen on Reflectix, but it's great information. So without the airspace, it's actually a 4.2 R value. So if you have no airspace, it does work, it says. And an R value of 6.0 with an airspace. So you get more R value if you create an airspace. If you create double the airspace, you'll get 8.0. So you'll basically double your R value if you do it correctly. So we have double the Reflectix down here because he had a lot of it for us to use. On both sides we have double. And then we have a thermal and vapor barrier, like I said, with this silver tape taping everything off.
All right, so Danny went ahead and covered the wheel wells with the Reflectix and as well as the tape. And then we've taped it to the floor, so there's a nice thermal barrier throughout. This is a nice, easy step. Make sure you use plenty of tape to keep those air gaps smooth. And it's looking really nice in here. We got all the wiring done. If you want to see how to do your electrical, we'll have a link for you here on how we did it in this van. And now we're gonna get on to framing. And thanks for watching. As usual, like and subscribe if you like this content. We're gonna be getting this van, not 100%. We're just helping Adam get the ceiling, walls, floors, electrical in, and then he's gonna go on with the rest of the build. So make sure you follow along his journeys. And yeah, we're gonna get to the next part, which is framing. If you have a Sprinter, we have a great video for framing here. And if you're looking at these Ford E350s, this is the first time we've done it, and we'll show you how we framed it, and that'll be next. So stay tuned.
See you guys. Thanks for watching. We love you.